Hey friends, it's Christy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do an update video on the situation of the Spectrum Noir Premium White cardstock. I filmed a video a couple months ago kind of giving my opinions because this is a cardstock that I use all the time on every card, just about every card that has any kind of Copic coloring on it. I use this cardstock for. I absolutely love it. I've tried different things and always have come back to this cardstock. It's just my favorite. It's so thick and smooth and I loved it. And I usually order several packs because I never want to run out. I had a hard time getting it in stock for a little while there, so once I was able to get it again on Amazon, I started to, just buy it every once in a while. And anyway, so I had told you guys in that last video that I had opened a new pack and used almost all of it. You can see there's only a little bit left in this one here. This one here is still full. And it didn't feel the same at all. It didn't take the alcohol ink the same, and it didn't feel the same to the touch. And I was comparing it and trying to figure out what was going on, and I realized that there was a lot of discrepancies between even just the branding on the package. This one was much shrunk down. It has some white down at the bottom. This one goes all the way to the bottom of that piece of paper that they tuck inside. The color is not the same of the printing. This one is kind of fuzzy, and down in the corner you can really tell the difference. On this one you can barely make out what it says because the printing is so fuzzy, where on this one you can absolutely read that no problem, even though the printing is very small. And they just didn't feel the same at all. It wasn't just the, the packaging. Just the comparison between this cardstock, which was much thinner and rougher. I know that's hard to tell on camera, but it was much, much different than the one that I was used to, the one that I had used for years. And it was important to me, not only because it's my favorite cardstock, but it's also the cardstock that I recommend to you guys in every video. In every video that I film, I always say that I'm coloring on Spectrum Noir Ultra Smooth Premium White cardstock and linking it down below. And I didn't want to be promoting a product that was inferior and then having you guys test it and try it out for yourself and discover that it didn't work for you at all, and then just thinking like, what is she talking about? This cardstock is garbage. I wouldn't say it's garbage, but it is not the same quality at all. So I kind of showed you guys in that video, and it's hard to tell on camera, but you could absolutely even see through the inferior cardstock. It was thinner. Hopefully you can see that on there. I don't know if that shows up, but for me in real life, I can absolutely make out the images that are stamped on this piece of cardstock behind. And with the true Spectrum Noir, which is much thicker, much more sturdy, and much more silky smooth, you can't see through it at all, not even a tiny bit. Also, when I was coloring on it, I noticed that a lot of my ink was bleeding onto my work surface and staining it up. And I would take alcohol swabs and clean it up, but you couldn't get it all up. But it was really staining my work surface because the ink was flowing through the paper so much more easily than I was used to with the original Spectrum Noir cardstock. So I felt like it was my duty to let you guys know what was going on, just because, like I said, it's something that I recommend all the time to you guys, and I just didn't want to be steering you wrong. Paper is critical when it comes to Copic coloring. If you're not using the right paper, it can really affect your results, and then you might get frustrated and not want to continue with it. And that would be a real shame, because to me, I've been doing this for, 12 years now, and Copic coloring is my favorite part of card making. If you took away Copic markers, I don't know if I would still be card making. Honestly, I probably would have moved on to something else. That's the pattern of my life. I like different kinds of hobbies and crafts, and so I may have tried something else. I did jewelry design, floral designing, all kinds of different stuff, and the thing that has kept me in card making is Copic coloring. That is my favorite part. So if you're not using the right kind of paper to take the ink, and then you're not going to get the results that you want, and you might get really frustrated and give up. And I just didn't want that to be happening. So I filmed that review video letting you guys know what was going on, and then I went on vacation. And so the video actually didn't even come out until I was almost done with vacation. I was completely away. I was in the Caribbean on a cruise with my family, so I had to pre-film videos for you guys. So I wasn't really able to follow up for a while, because after I got back, I had so much catch-up work to do. You know, when you film just about every day that not every day, because I have a regular job, but every day that I don't work at my job, I'm pretty much filming. If I can get a day off some weeks, that I'm lucky. So I had a lot to catch up on when I got back, and I just wasn't able to get to the bottom of the situation until now. Which I still wouldn't say that I've gotten to the bottom of the situation. Some of you did suggest that I contact Crafter's Companion, because Crafter's Companion is the person who sells, the company that sells the Spectrum Noir Ultra Smooth Premium White Cardstock. I don't think they manufacture it at all. I'm sure they get it from a supplier somewhere, but that is where you get this cardstock from, and I've never seen it by anyone else. I don't know if it is available under another name, if the paper is sold to anyone else, but this is the only place that I've ever been able to get it. And some of you suggested that I contact them to find out, but if there's something to know about me, I am very non-confrontational, and I just felt, I don't know, I didn't feel comfortable doing that. I just felt like it would be kind of like attacking them, and I'm not sure that they're the problem. Like I said, I ordered it on Amazon, so I wasn't sure if it was the store that I was getting the paper from, or if it was Spectrum Noir. Maybe they changed their paper and we're still selling it under the same thing. They didn't change any of the brightness or cover weight or any of that on the packaging, so to me, that doesn't seem completely honest if it is from the same manufacturer or from the same company, but I don't know. I don't know what was going on, and I just felt like, you know, it was kind of like being an investigative reporter to try to contact the company and see what was going on, and I just didn't feel comfortable doing it. So I decided instead to just order another pack from Amazon and see what happened. And it just came in the mail yesterday. It took a little while to come. So we're going to compare it and see what happened. So this is from the same company that I bought it from the last time. It's sold from Bee Creative on Amazon, BEE. And I'm thinking they're just a craft store. It's out in Punta Gorda, California. I believe that's where it's from. But it's California. It's not from China or any place else. It's a legitimate American company that is selling this paper on Amazon. And so I went ahead and ordered from them again. That is where this one came from before. And we're going to compare it and see. So I opened the package already, but I haven't pulled any paper out or anything, so this is the new one. So already I can see again that something is going on that's a little bit different from either of these two, but it's not cause for alarm yet. But I do notice right away that the pink that is on this printing is a very different color than this pink, and it's also a very different color from this pink. I don't know if that'll show on camera as well, but this one is much brighter, and this one is much more almost like a purple, like a magenta. This one is more like a hot pink, and this is more of a magenta, and this is like a lighter pink. I don't know. Let's see. I think it goes all the way down to the bottom though. I think the white at the bottom is yeah, so it goes all the way to the bottom like this. So it's printed the same as this. It's not shrunk down. The lettering is the same size as this one, not this one. And I also noticed at the bottom of the page that the printing there is legible. So that's, we'll see. Let's go ahead and take a piece out and see what's going on. So if this is not good, I may end up having to contact Crafter's Companion and just ask what's going on. And I don't know if they would tell me, because why should they have to tell me? You know, who am I to them? Nobody. I did used to work for the company years ago as a design team member, but that was a very long time ago. I don't even know if the same people work there. I don't even remember who I would even contact, because the person that we dealt with, who was the leader of the design team, I don't think is with that company anymore. Alright, well, alright, from first feel, it's definitely smoother than, okay, I can tell right away. There's even a difference in the brightness to me. This is the cheaper one, not cheaper as in money, but cheaper as in quality, the less quality one. So you can even see, I don't know if you can see that, but like I can even see the line of where the papers overlap there. I can even see my fingers through it, which I don't know if you guys can see, but I can see it. So this is definitely a thinner cardstock. This one is definitely thicker and smoother. This one feels really smooth, like the original. But it feels a little bit, is it a lighter weight? I don't know. Maybe you can see that too. I can even see like the printing through the white there. I guess I can a tiny bit there where the line is, but it's much less. Now this one is much better too. I think it might be, if it's not exactly the same as the old one, it's very similar. It's a lot smoother. I still feel like this one is thicker, but I don't know. I would definitely say this one is still thicker than that. This one to me is just no good. And I can't make out the ink through. So that's a huge sign in its favor. It feels like a much better quality than this one here, which was from that darker printed package. They feel slightly different to me. To be honest, I don't think it's exactly the same. The color is a little bit different to me. Just barely. But I'm much happier with this. So that makes me wonder if Crafter's Companion, or whoever makes the paper for them, was having some manufacturing issues and just wasn't able to make this paper anymore. I don't know what the reason would be for that. Could have been cost, it could have been supplies, I'm not sure, but this is a good sign. If they were unable to make this paper exactly as it was, maybe they've worked out the kinks by now, and at least it's not as awful as this last one. So I don't know. I'm going to use this in a video soon. I don't know if it would do much to show you on camera right now, because I would really have to like sit down and color some images and play with it in more than one more than one time to kind of see how it's taking different inks and how it's taking how it's blending on it and how it's bleeding through, but hopefully it won't be. I mean, you always will see a little bit on the back of your cardstock. You should. If not, your paper might be too thick. But not bleeding through all the way onto your work surface. That shouldn't happen if you're using a really good quality cardstock. So I don't know. I'm happy. I'm happy. I feel like this is much more similar to the quality of the original Spectrum Noir than this. So, yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to give you guys that update because I've still been recommending Spectrum Noir in my videos because that's still what I've been using. But I, was getting to the point like every time I say it, should I keep saying it or should I just no longer even say what paper I'm working on? But then when I don't say, like in my older videos, when I didn't say what paper I was working on, I always got questions about it. So, I like to let you guys know because like I said, it is critical to the success of your Copic coloring, or not even Copics, but alcohol markers in general. I also used to use the Spectrum Noir markers years ago, and I used the same cardstock for those. So I wouldn't want to use a cheaper cardstock for any kind of alcohol markers. Just based on, the properties and the way that they work and the way that they need to sink into the paper in order to blend. They need a thicker cardstock to be able to sink into those fibers. And have a place to go. If your cardstock is too thin, the ink doesn't have anywhere to go but out, outside of your stamped lines. So, yeah. So it's kind of inconclusive. I don't know. This feels like a weird ending to this video, but I would say that from the feel of it and the look of it, I will feel okay to continue recommending this cardstock for now. And hopefully it'll stay this way. Hopefully they've worked out whatever kinks there were, and this is going to be the cardstock going forward and not this junk here. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that was helpful for you. I know that was kind of a weird video, but I just felt like I should give you an update and let you know. I didn't want to just leave you hanging like, okay, well, now what do we do if we can't use that cardstock? What should we use? I would say that I would still recommend go ahead and order it if you are running low. And I would just watch out for that printing. If you get a package that has that blurry printing down in the bottom, I would maybe send it back because that seems to be part of what happened here. That the packaging was off and the paper was off. I don't know. You could also open it up and, check a piece and see how it feels to you before you decide to send it back. But, yeah, for me, I will no longer be using this cardstock or the entire bin of cardstock that I have that I cut down for this for Copic coloring. I will use that as like scrap cardstock for other things to die cut things out of, or just whenever I need like a scrap cardstock, that's what I will use this for. And instead I'm going to switch over to this new package and we'll see how that goes. So, alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you soon in another one. Alright, bye-bye.